Oh my god, I just saw a cockroach. We have way too many cockroaches in this house. I had a mortal fear of cockroaches before I got here, but now it's like I'm just living with them full time. It's just I'm sleeping and I'm like, oh look, there's a cockroach, and I am recording. Oh look, there's a cockroach. I'm reading a book. Oh, there's a cockroach. I'm eating. Oh, there's a cockroach. Hi guys, girls, and my non-binary friends. How are you all doing? Today I am going to wrap up the month of January in reading for me. I have read a total of 7 books, 4 of which are audiobooks. So it went much faster for me, I would say, because I tend to speed up the whole narration process. I know you would say that it takes away from the experience, but well, I would disagree, because a lot of times I want to get done with the book, especially when it's a murder mystery. I want to get done with the book. I want to know who the killer is, how they did it, and I have ideas in my mind. So the faster the narrator talks, the faster I get to it, So, yes. Let me know if you agree or not. Let me know if you love audiobooks, and let me know how you did in the month of January. And let's get into it without any further ado. So, if you have watched my previous video, you would know the books that I had read till the 10th of January, and so I'm going to start from the newest to the oldest. The first book from the back, I guess, that I am currently reading is The Power of Ritual. It's a non-fic by Casper ter Kuile. Casper ter Kuile, yes, that's the name. How I got suggested that would be, if you know this app Headspace, it's this meditation and workout app. It's amazing if you haven't tried it out. So one of the instructors on the app is Casper ter Kuile. I really hope I'm saying the name right. His book is The Power of Ritual, and I love the idea of it. It's about how to create rituals in order to enjoy and make the best of your life. It's like it's taking mindfulness to a whole new level, if that makes sense. And it was also talking about how we correlate what were the rituals of the past with the present times and what we can take away from it. Like, why did we do the things we did the way we did in the past, and how we can incorporate a lot of that into the present day, into our daily lives. So that the whole idea of it seemed very interesting. So I'm on it. I'm reading the book right now. I'll let you guys know how it goes, what I learned from it. The second book is also a non-fic, but it was recommended to me. Well, I wouldn't say recommended, more like it was a compulsory reading for me by my therapist. It's called Feeling Great, and it's a treatment for anxiety and depression. Not a treatment, it's a book about how to diagnose your thoughts and taking care of your anxiety. Like, you do not give yourself anxiety. I mean, a lot of it, let's get real, is overthinking and overcomplication of the existing situation that makes us, well, depressed or anxious. And obviously depression or anxiety can be due to certain lack of hormones or whatever in our body, which would require us to make a lot of other changes in maybe diet, in our lifestyle, maybe even medications. But a lot of it also stems from our own head, and this is what the book is about. It's Feeling Great by Dr. David Burns. And as you can see, it's about depression and anxiety. I have already started annotating the shit out of it and also making a whole highlight section. Not to mention I have all my notes ready because my therapist wants that. She wants a dedicated notebook where I make notes, which is very reminiscent of studying, and the whole experience made me realize how much I miss taking notes, you know, just being a student. And even better, it's studying for me, for myself, and there is no exam. The only exam is, well, it's not even an exam. Wow, that's a siren. Well, okay, I think that's a police raid. Is just an added layer of being a student that we never can enjoy. The whole experience of studenthood and studying is colored with tests and evaluations, and well, it makes us forget. It makes us cram things for short-term memory and not really understand the crux of things. And I know it's not true for everyone. A lot of people love exams and the whole process of getting evaluated, getting feedback, and studying to actually have an outcome, an end goal. I get that. But for me, I love the process of just learning. The next book are the 4 books of the series that I was talking about, the audiobooks. So these are all historical fictions and murder mysteries, historical murder mysteries, yes. So the main character in it is Posey Parker. Posey Parker is a woman, well, on the brink of all of this combating prejudice against women, as we women always do. Hats off to us. And she is probably the first lady detective, and she's just trying to make her way through everything, and people say, oh, a lady detective, we have never heard of that. And she's like, well, here I am, and I'm damn good. And we see throughout the books that does happen to be the case. She is so good that she is recognized all throughout London and pretty much the rest of the world too. So right now I'm on the 5th book. I haven't started the 5th book, so I would just say that I have finished 4 of the books. Listen to the titles. The titles are so good. So the first one is Murder Offstage. This is the first of the series. And the second one is The Tomb of the Honeybee. The Tomb of the Honeybee. Isn't that just beautiful? I wouldn't get into why they are selecting each title for each of this, because that would just ruin the plot. I mean, not really, but just I don't want to ruin anything. So yeah. The third is A Murder at Maypole Manor, which is the 3rd book of the series. And the 4th, which is the last book that I have read until now, is The Vanishing of Dr. Winter. Posey Parker Mystery 4. So this is the Posey Parker series, mystery series. So Posey Parker opens her detective agency using the money that her father had left her. She is alone in this world. She had a fiance, and because of the World War One, this is in the aftermath of the World War One, before the World War Two. So she lost her fiance in the trenches and her brother. So she pretty much is alone in this world, and taking the money that she has left from her father's estate, she decides to open a detective agency, and she's trying to get it established. So we pretty much have the idea from the first book. She doesn't have a lot of clients, and she's just starting out. And by the fourth book, she has no dearth of clients. It's amazing. And I think this series has 12 books, so it's just exciting. You have something to get to the next. It's like you don't have to wait. But it's not Agatha Christie, obviously. What is Agatha Christie? I mean, let's get real. What is Agatha Christie? But it's pretty much up there. It's really good. I mean, the twists and turns are so fucking good. What is different here is that what I usually don't see in the murder mysteries that I read is the romance element to it. And we have that here. We have the romance element because Posey Parker is a single woman. As I said, her fiance had passed away a while back in the first book. So it's a wild ride in her romantic journey. Something that I am not very much into. So it had a defined romance element to it too, is what I'm trying to say. But no, it didn't take away from the story. So there you go. And after that, what I read was, never mind. Frederick Forsyth's The Negotiator, which I had mentioned in my previous video. So this is pretty much, I think, Frederick Forsyth's favorite novel of mine. I have read a lot of his novels, and I think, yeah, this is pretty much it. This is pretty much it. Maybe The Kill List was also pretty good. It was the first of his books that I had read, The Kill List. But this might be better. Like, I was really taken aback. I mean, I expect a certain level when I'm reading Frederick Forsyth's novels, and this surpassed that. The next novel that I read is When the Reckoning Comes. It's a horror novel by Tanya McQueen, and this was a solid 3.5 out of 5 for me. It was not great, but it was certainly enjoyable to read. I really liked the romance in it, and the horror in it, though. Towards the end, it was resembling The Shining, the book. So it was more like a fever dream towards the end of it, and a lot of historical context of the whole segregation movement. And I mean, it was not a movement, the whole segregation era, and the whole divide between blacks and whites, and the class system, which was interesting for me to read. But the horror part of it wasn't that scary. So that is why it's a solid 3.5. The next to last book that I read is Piranesi, that I had mentioned in the previous video. Piranesi is a magical realism fiction, and it has a lot of concepts of it's a lot of things mishmashed into it. Is that a word? Mishmashed. It has a lot of things that are colliding. It has the whole theory of the multiverse. It has Wicca and pagan elements in it. It has well, coming of age elements in it. It does not have romance in it. Okay, that is one thing that it does not have, which I appreciate, because all of the books I have read, almost all of them, have like a significant romance element in them. I just realized that. And as I said, I'm not like a person who very often seeks romance. So there's that. Piranesi is, well, it's unlike any book I have ever read, and I think unlike any book that most of us have ever read. So I would totally recommend that if you were looking for something that is just, it just stands out. It stands out in your bookshelf, it stands out in your head, it stands out in your list of reads for the year. Totally go for Piracy. I think it also won the International Booker Prize in 2021. Yeah. And it was really something. It was really amazing. Piracy was a solid 4.5 for me. There's that. So, yeah. Anyway, that's all the books for this month, and I still haven't decided what I want to read next in February. And obviously there was a huge deviation from what I had planned to read in January, which was a lot of horror novels. I did not do that, but I did watch a shit ton of horror. Like, I pretty much just watched horror this month, and that was not planned. It just happened to happen. And that is what I'm saying. I always watch a lot of horror, but I don't end up reading that much. And I wanted to make an effort towards that, which I am. I'm still going to try to read a significantly more amount of horror this year. There's still a lot of time. It's just the end of January, which also makes me want to show this book that I got. It's a Carmilla. I don't know if you can see, but it's like, it's really shiny. It's all shiny and I love it. I just love it. So this Carmilla is a book that was before Dracula, and it's said to have inspired Dracula. Like, I had no idea about that. I have read Dracula, and well, Carmilla is about this female vampire, I guess. I am guessing. I have no idea. But I am very excited to read this. And this is probably going to be the fiction that I now start, because I'm reading 2 non-fictions at the moment. And the fiction that I would like to take up next is Carmilla, or The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones, that I am reading online. Yeah, I'm reading that online, so I can't show that in the video. So guys, women and my non-binary friends, this was it for today's video. Thank you so much if you have stuck around till the end, and please leave below a clown emoji, because the month just passed me by. I have no idea how it's already the 31st of January, and I pretty much feel like it's a joke. So a clown emoji, and do leave in the comments the books that you have read this month. I am very much looking forward to that, and I love you so much. Bye.